got a Yaris to chop. Hey YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Jaden, back again with another video. So starting this vlog off, we're back in the Turbo Starlet. We are definitely getting our money's worth driving this car all the time. But throughout the course of owning this car, I've always talked to you guys about the things I love about this car. But in today's video, we'll be going through all the things that I don't love about this car. So currently we're on the way to the post office right now, because I got a few orders to send out for the day. So I'll be back, one sec. Alright, I'm back. Bro, work or else I'm gonna add you to the list. Alright, that's it. Yep, definitely hate this seatbelt. And definitely hate this power steering. I know I tell you guys this all the time, but it really makes you appreciate the luxuries of a car with power steering. What can I say about this car, boys? It's a love-hate relationship. Because I literally only bought this car for a laugh, but then when I started doing it up, I slowly fell in love with this thing. So now I've got a big decision to make, whether to keep this car and build it even more, or just sell it and make my money back. Or we've got a Yaris to chop. Well, that's one thing I love about this car. I know you can hear that noisy left wheel bearing though. That is one of the more annoying things about driving this car. The main thing that gets to me about this car is the fact that it's a Starlet. Fair enough, the dough sounds hectic and it sounds like a VL turbo, but if you're from the outside looking in, it's just an Asian kid driving a bomby Starlet. So if you care what people think, this really isn't the car for you. But we just made it to a random farmland right now, so I'm gonna run you through this car.
Yeah. It's getting kinda late now. I should probably go home. I got way too lit last night. Still ended up on my own. Yeah. I was with Katie last night. That's why I ain't pick up your call. You said that you need some time. You said you need time alone. Drunk that's in my ex. Yeah. Tell her you the best for real. Yeah. Wake up in the next. Like why the fuck I texted that? She ain't even text me back. My new bitch just texting me. She wanna go to the club, get fucked up. Girl, I get checks for that. I need 10, no less than that. Matter of fact, more than 10 for that. She blowing on my phone. D&D don't need those messages.
Alright, so starting off, we're in the driver's seat of the car. And what can I say, boys? It's pretty basic. You got your ignition here. Starts instantly. You got a 5-speed gearbox. Just a basic single din head unit. And since the cluster doesn't show an RPM gauge, we have this Apexi right here which tells you the revs. And right next to that we have a boost gauge right underneath the steering wheel. And you can see it right here, which is full sleeper spec. So yeah, nothing too flashy about the interior of this car. Not to mention these 90 spec seats. But at least they're not like Sportivo ones which have rips in it everywhere. You've got your power windows right here. And look at that tint, boys. Another thing about this car is the AC does not work. So it definitely needs a regas. At least you have back seats back there, but I doubt anyone can fit in there unless you're a kid. Next thing I want to talk about this car is the body. And this is definitely not show car ready. We've got scratches, we've got rust, we've got dings. Literally all around the car, right here. I'm sure you guys can see that. But that is definitely not a straight body. And just when you thought the rear was clean, you got a scratch right there as well. But we didn't really pay for a clean Starlet, we paid for a turbo Starlet. This has got to be the smallest turbo I've ever seen. It's literally like the size of a donut. Another thing that I hate about this car is the fact that it's only a 1.3 litre. So you could turn the boost up all you want, but then you could risk blowing up the motor. And these 4EFE motors are known to be pretty reliable, but I don't know how reliable it is running 10 PSI on stock internals. But so far so good. Alright, next up, this wouldn't be a valid video without me complaining about the power steering. So what is this, bro? It's literally held in by cable ties. I don't know who did this, the old owner, the old owner. When this thing's on idle, it literally rattles against everything. And it's definitely not a good look. So probably in the next coming videos, I'll get my mate Mechanical Richie to give me a hand to delete this power steering, because we ain't rocking with this. Another thing that I hate about this car is this intake. Like, what is this? I'm telling you boys, if we just had a stainless steel dose pipe that ran just straight off the turbo to a pod filter, or even just some mesh, the dose would sound even louder. But I mean, that's always something we can change about this car. Next up, we gotta talk about the wheels and suspension for this car. Good thing the old owner didn't cheap out, and we actually have K-Sport coilovers in this. But these wheels though, I don't even know at this point. I'm not the biggest fan of these Steelies, and the fact that they're really heavy, I was thinking about changing them to some stock Yaris wheels or some Corolla ones. And the car should be a bit more lighter and it should fry seconds. So if anyone wants a pair of Steelies, be sure to hit me up. We got all 4 of them. But good thing for me, a lot of these things that we mentioned are a lot of things that I can fix. So definitely stay tuned for the next few videos, because we'll definitely be slowly fixing this thing up. But honestly, I really can't complain with this car. If this was my full-on daily, I probably would complain, because the fuel efficiency in this thing is not the best. I'm not a fan of that rattle in the back. And honestly, the first mod that every car needs is a good head unit, a sub, and an amp. But that's just because I can't drive without listening to music. But anyways, let's get out of here. Yeah, I really can't hate on this car too much, boys. I don't really have many excuses to drive this car, so I always catch myself using this car to drive through Macca's. And let me tell you, the dose through drive-through is not normal. Why you stopped at a green light, mate? Go! Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this little point. These brakes definitely need to be bled. I should have mentioned that as the first point. But yo, definitely you gotta make the most out of driving this car, because I don't even know when I'm gonna sell this thing yet. This car is so fun. Go sideways around this speed bump. Yes, sir. I'm just preparing myself for the next JDM car we get. The handle on this car. Mate, for a few $1,000s, would you rather go on a holiday to Queensland or would you rather buy a turbo Starlet? Because I definitely know what I'd be picking. The handle on this thing. It's like I'm driving an MX-5. Downshift, 3rd gear. Oh, this is so fun. But that is also one way to use a quarter tank. We only drove for like 2 minutes, legit. Let's give it a dose for this cyclist. I'd really like to get this car tuned, but I can't really justify spending close to $1,000 on this thing. But if you guys really want to see that, be sure to cop your stickers. Because all the money that I make goes towards making these videos better for you guys. So if you really want to support your boy and get a fresh sticker for your car, shop FDA. Come on mate, what are you doing? See, can you hear that wheel bearing now? It sounds like a helicopter's about to take off. But good thing we bought wheel bearings for this thing, so whenever I'm free from work, I'll chuck them in. Love the dose, huh? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video if you stayed to the end. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and maybe leave a comment down below. But that's all I have for today's video, so till next time guys, peace.
Yeah. It's getting kinda late now. I should probably go home. I got way too lit last night. Still ended up on my own.